5 wins in a row, featuring a balanced lineup, quality starting pitching, and solid defense. That's 22 wins in 28 tries and counting. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. What a difference a day makes. It is cold and very windy. Might be a pitcher's day as the Cubs host the Washington Nationals. The Cubs have won the first 2 in this 4-game weekend series. And welcome to Wrigley. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs starting pitching has been excellent all the way through, particularly the last turn through the rotation.
Yeah, they've compiled a 2.08 ERA, the starters have to this point in the season. Better than 2 full runs, better than league average. And take a look at what's been going on with this group lately. Last 5 starts, all wins for the Cubs. 3 scoreless starts. Arrieta, Lester, and Hendricks did that. Lackey and Hamill both outstanding. So it all combined to a 5-0 record, a 1.17 ERA over the last 5 ball games.
Hamill 9-0 in his career against the Nationals. They'll have a left-hander, Gio Gonzalez, a 2-time All-Star, on the mound today. It's Hamill time as the veteran right-hander tries to make it 6 in a row for the Cubs. We'll have the Cubs hosting the Nationals next.
By your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency. Low fares. Nothing to hide.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field, Game 3 of a 4-game weekend series. And as we get started today, let's look around baseball. Greater coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Cubs and White Sox, each with reaching 20 wins. First time since 1917, rather. The Reds bullpen finally ended that Major League record streak of 23 games allowing a run in a win last night. David Ortiz tying Carl Yastrzemski with his 452nd homer with Boston. He got ejected last night, and Giancarlo Stanton with a 475-foot home run. Greater coverage of baseball, again, brought to you by T-Mobile. Now the Nationals starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Ben Revere back in the lineup off the DL yesterday. Espinoza moves up to second. Bryce Harper is in right. He's walked a bunch, hasn't done much damage otherwise. Zimmerman, Worth, Rendon in the middle. Stephen Drew in for Daniel Murphy, who's under the weather. Jose Lobaton catches for Gio Gonzalez.
Cubs defensively, Jorge Soler gets a start. He's in left today. Fowler center, Hayward and right. Chris Bryant back at third base. He has made 7 consecutive starts in the outfield prior to today. Addison Russell had the day off yesterday. Zobrist did not. He has been red hot with the bat. A couple of long balls for Ben yesterday. Big raise at first. Tim Fedorovich behind the plate. Now Alexis pursuing perfection. Starting pitcher is Jason Hamill, and he's pretty darn close to perfect. 4-0 this year with a 124 earned run average. 9-0 with a 3.01 earned run average in 11 career starts against the Nationals.
Set the umpires for you. Clint Fagan is behind the plate. DJ Rayburn at first. Vic Carapazza at second, and the crew chief John Hirschbeck at third.
What a difference a day makes. Very good hitter's day yesterday. Ball was flying out of here, although as we noted during the ball game yesterday, I don't think the home runs really needed any help. But it's going to take a mighty lash to get one out of here today.
Got to keep it low. Line drives will play on a day like this, not high fly balls. So Hamill to Revere, and we are underway. That's outside for ball one. .51 degrees, so the air temperature is fine. It's the north wind at 23 miles an hour that has made it feel like a frigid afternoon. 1-2.
Position players will appreciate a pitcher who works quickly, throws strikes. We talk so much about the wind being a factor, and when it's blowing in, helping the pitchers, and indeed it does. But when it's blowing real hard, it can be problematic for the pitcher too. When the wind is blowing really hard, it's hard to develop feel.
Zobrist will scoop. 1 out. The switch hitting Danny Espinosa. I'd seen him in the 8th spot in the first 2 games, hitting second today. The Nationals losing the first 2 games in this series. They still are 19-10, matching the best 29 game start in the history of this franchise, tying the 1979 Montreal Expos. The pitch is fouled off of third. Espinosa needs a new bat.
Espinosa, one of a number of Nationals hitters, really struggling here. First month and change of the season, hitting $176. They've got 3 guys in their starting lineup today, not counting Rivera, who just came off the DL, hitting less than 200. Bryce Harper, batting .265, has the highest batting average of anybody in their lineup today. Not that it's all about batting average.
I guess both Anthony Rendon and Daniel Murphy were not feeling well. And Murphy out of their lineup, but Rendon is going to gut it out.
Murphy has been red hot lately, and he's been good against Jason Hamill. 6 out of 11 in his career.
Oh, so he must really be under the weather.
And you got to be really scuffling to get under this weather. I mean, it was pretty easy to be under the weather yesterday. The weather set the bar pretty high.
Making my head hurt, which I like. 2-2. And he's run it full.
I mean, obviously the personnel has changed, but he's got to take a lot of confidence to the mound when facing this Nationals club. 11 starts, 9-0 with a 3.01. He's the only active pitcher in Major League Baseball with that many wins against a single opponent and no defeats.
He has won his first 4 decisions of a season for the first time. This is his 6th start. He's 4-0 with a 1.24. As Espinosa sends one high in the air, Wynn pushing it back toward the infield, and it'll be Fowler right in front of Soler to make the grab.
Communication is going to be critical on balls like that here today, because that ball is going to move all over the place. You know, the first option off the bat might ultimately not be the best option as that ball moves across the outfield.
Here's Harper.
Kind of looks like Racer X today, those glasses on. I'm guessing that's probably more for wind protection than sun.
Low for ball 1. He led the majors in OPS last year, 1109, and was the National League MVP. All the first place votes. He was worth about 10 wins above replacement on a team that did not make the postseason. 2-1. I guess the answer to the question of how valuable he was, they would have been a lot worse without him. It wasn't his fault they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why I think that MVP should go to this, the guy with the best year. Yeah. So he got Jason last year, one of his 42 home runs. Hamill ended up winning that ball game 4-2.
And he walks again for the 5th time in the series.
Yeah, and obviously Harper, a guy you want to be careful with, but on a day like today, especially early in the ball game, you can afford to be a little more aggressive, challenge him. Running game probably a little bit more in play this afternoon because of the conditions. Harper has stolen 5 bases in 7 tries. Jason coming into this ball game with that 1.24 ERA. That's 4th best in the National League. The top 5 in the league are all here. Arrieta, Gio Gonzalez will take the mound in the bottom of the inning. Joe Ross, who we saw the other night, Jason Hamill, and John Lester.
No wonder these two teams leading the way in earned run average. Slip there by Jason on the throw to first. I referenced yesterday Ryan Zimmerman, one of his nicknames is Mr. Walk-Off, and the reason for that is he has hit 10 game-ending home runs in DC. That ranks 3rd in National League history. And a couple of Hall of Famers, Stan Musial and Tony Perez. 1 strike. The veteran first baseman.
The Mets have been pitching outstanding as well, and of course the White Sox also getting great pitching. Didn't Zimmerman hit a walk-off either their first ever game in Washington or when they opened the new ballpark, or maybe both? I don't know.
I think it was the new ballpark. Yeah.
It's a lot of it. A lot of his extra base hits, home runs, and doubles, kind of alley to alley.
Jason Worth on deck. Just getting started. Harper walked with 2 outs. And that gets by Fedorovich. The pitch that was spiked by Hamill, and Harper out second after a wild pitch.
We've not seen a lot of Fedorovich, but what we have seen has been impressive behind the plate. He's very nimble back there. He has a great reputation in terms of game calling. We're taking a Herculean effort to block that one way out there in front of the left-handed hitter's batter's box.
Not even sure Hercules would have knocked that one down.
Probably more step off. Get that big a lead. Who's the guy with the Spider-Man guy?
Spider-Man
with all the arms. No, there was a guy with like 8 arms. Some kind of a villain. He might have been able to make that play. With the stretch guy from Fantastic Four, okay. He would have been able to.
3-2. Here it comes, and a foul into the upper deck.
The typical Jason Hamill start. You're going to see a lot of slide balls. It's a very effective pitch for him. He has one of the best ones in the game. Saw him at 95 on the radar gun in his last start. More typically, 92-ish.
Another 3-2 and a ground ball to the shortstop Russell. The inning is over. So Harper walked, moved to second on the wild pitch, but was stranded there. And the Cubs are coming up against lefty Gio Gonzalez. Leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository. Quickly, the Cubs Southwest starting lineup: Fowler, Hayward, and Bryant. Rizzo, Zobrist, Soler in the middle. Russell, Fedorovich, and Hamill. Rounding it out against veteran lefty Gio Gonzalez.
He is our Lexus starting pitcher for the Nationals, and he's off to a great start. Quality work all 5 times he's gone to the mound. His ERA second best, trailing only Jake Arrieta.
Fowler lines to left. That's Worth. He's got it for the out. And some quality hair for Gio Gonzalez too.
Rocking some good lettuce out there. Well, this Nationals team has been very good defensively. Fewest errors in Major League Baseball. They've committed only 9. Worth, Revere, and Harper in the outfield. Rendon, Espinosa, Drew, and Zimmerman third to first. Jose Lobaton is the personal catcher for Gonzalez. Gio has worked 31 2/3 innings. He's allowed 22 hits, only 2 for extra bases. He's allowed 1 double, 1 home run, the rest singles.
Strike on Hayward. Second consecutive start after missing 4 starts due to the sore right wrist. And snapped an 0 for 20 with a 5th inning double on Friday. 0-2. Gonzalez will not overpower people. See a fastball around 89 to 90. It's really been the off-speed stuff that has been really effective.
Yeah, a good curveball changeup combination. He gets swings and misses, a good number of swings and misses at both those pitches. He gets a lot of ground balls with that curveball. You know, he can dial it up. I think he can still get 93, 94, but I think he's willing to sacrifice velocity for location and movement.
There's the curveball. It's 1-2. Excellent outing his last time on the mound against Kansas City. 3-2 lifetime against the Cubs. 7 starts and a sub-250 ERA.
And in his first start against the Cubs, he got knocked out early. Since then, he's been really good. His last 5 starts against the Cubs, he's got an 0.51 ERA. Look at what Hamill's done against the Nationals, the way this guy has thrown against the Cubs, the weather conditions here today, and you would think, oh my God, they're not going to score at all. Baseball has a way of surprising us.
Chris Bryant on deck as Gonzalez deals on a 2-2. Don't know if he's trying to nibble, but you see on our Menards pitch tracks, he has not thrown a pitch completely in the strike zone. He's been working the edges so far to Hayward. 3-2, and that one right down the middle.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys like to go hard in on Jason. Fastballs with good movement in on the hands. Jason, like so many left-handed hitters, better when he lays off that ball across the top of the zone and uses those long levers to drop down on the low heater.
Swing and a miss to end the at-bat.
Here's another interesting factoid. That's the first left-handed batter that Gio Gonzalez has struck out this year.
Wow.
He hasn't faced a ton of them. I think that was the 29th.
Here's Bryant. He had his 11-game hitting streak come to an end yesterday, playing third base. Hasn't been on the infield a ton here as of late. He's been playing a lot in the outfield. Which has been made of the Cubs' discipline at the plate. Last year, they led the majors in walk rate at 9.2%. This year, it's 13%, leading the way. But in terms of strikeouts, it's gone way down. Last year, they had the highest strikeout rate of all teams in the majors at 24.5%. So striking out about 1 every 4 plate appearances. They're below major league average so far this year, 19.5. The major league average is over 21.
Yeah, well, this guy has shown improvement. Addison Russell has shown great improvement in both those departments. Walks up, strikeouts down. And there's that changeup. That's a big pitch for him against, especially against right-handed sluggers. They're trying to do some damage Sees fastball, gets it started, and that pitch just never gets there.
Revere still coming in, and he makes the catch. Bet you that wind pushed that ball back about 90 feet toward the infield. Nothing after an inning.
We're back at Wrigley with your Coors Light in-game report. Tim Fedorovich catching Jason Hamill for the second time this afternoon, and in just a short time with his team is already receiving some high praise from the starters. Known as a guy who really cares about his pitchers first, comes to the park, guys, with his game plan already ready, and then he tells me he really just listens a lot because of how good these guys are, but has also impressed Joe Madden with his offense, says the guy really works a great at-bat and has some power too, and Fedorovich had to laugh about that, saying these guys think I've come out of nowhere, but I work on that side of my game as well. So made some adjustments, and clearly we've seen them early on paying off.
Yeah, he had a good spring, Kelly. Thank you. And waiting in the wings should this team need some reinforcements. Unfortunately, Schwarber going down early, and then Miguel Montero. So for now, it's Ross and Fedorovich, as Jason Worth has a chat with Clint Fagan. 2 strikes on Worth. 2 hits in the series. He's knocked in 4 runs with a homer and a double, and this time strikes out.
We've done a fair bit of that too in this series. Time it's the curveball from Hamill. Good slow overhand curveball to get him.
A reminder, Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Here's Rendon again, not feeling great, but in the lineup. First inning home run yesterday off John Lackey. The Cubs trailed 2-0 early, but Lackey got better and better as that game went on. And the bullpen held off a late Nationals surge. Cubs winning the game 8-6.
Yeah, Lackey punched out 11 in that ball game in 7 innings against just 1 walk. Made a mistake there, and Rendon made him pay for it.
Fowler drifting toward right center. We'll bring up Stephen Drew in for Murphy. Yeah, the weather is always a big topic here at Wrigley Field on our telecasts, and it's one of the things I love about the park is that it definitely has these stark differences in how it plays based on the weather.
Sybil, it's got many personalities. Yesterday, I was trying to think of the analogy. If it were basketball, it would be like if from yesterday you came in and you just raised the hoop at like another 10 feet. So the scoring environment has changed. Which, if I were the commissioner of basketball, that'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? To every now and then you play with a real high goal and just change the look of that game.
The 1-1. Bunted by Drew, foul as the Cubs are shifting, so if he could get it past Hamill over there on the left side, he'd have an easy infield hit. Drew's been around a while. Started at shortstop every postseason game for the Red Sox during their 2013 World Series run. Curveball from Hamill, tapped foul.
Drew, 33 years of age now. Broke in with the Diamondbacks back in '06. He's had good power for a middle infielder.
17 homers for the Yankees last year. Charged by Zobrist, and the ball gets by Rizzo. And an infield hit for Drew. That is the first hit of the ball game.
He's had a long way to go to get that one.
They might have had him, but yeah, not an easy play for Zobrist to get rid of it as quickly as he did and make an accurate throw.
And no time either for Rizzo. The throw was so short to really do much about it. If it wasn't right on the money, it was going to be very difficult to make a play on it from his end.
Jose Lobaton, who at one time caught for Joe Madden, Tampa, takes a pitch inside. He's a switch hitter. Signed with the Padres back in 2002. Third major league club. And in for Wilson Ramos today.
Yeah, he's kind of like Fedorovich. He gets high marks for his handling of the pitching staff. That's why he's been paired with Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez, throughout his career, has had kind of a reputation of, kind of running hot and cold if things don't go well. It gets a little emotional out there on the mound, and that can work against him. But he's really dialed that back, and Lobaton gets credit. Mike Maddox, the new pitching coach, I think has had an impact on Gonzalez.
One and two. Cubs are 22-6. Best start by a Cubs team since 1907. Best start by a National League club through 28 games since the 1977 Los Angeles Dodgers.
It was a World Series team that got beat by the Yankees in '77.
And it is a nice segue to the high five story. It was near the end of the 1977 season. You see the best record since the end of July of last year, when Dusty Baker hit his 30th home run for the Dodgers, making them the first team ever to have 4 guys with 30 homers. He and Glenn Burke, his teammate, did not shake hands after the home run. Instead, it was this weird thing where they lifted their hands up and kind of slapped them together. That has been credited as the first ever high five. October 2nd, 1977.
Very innovative.
See, Dusty.
Does anybody dispute that? Has anybody come forward some at that point?
Well,
said, no. We were high-fiving in Boston back in the 60s.
Drew is going to hold. You know, if Dusty had thought of that a few years earlier, he could have done it to Hank Aaron, because he was on deck when Hank hit the
715
record-setting home run.
He also, they should have patented the high five. They could have gotten royalties. They got like a nickel for every high five that was ever recorded on television from that point forward.
So funny. Yeah, I guess Burke had his hand up over his head. Dusty didn't know what to do, so he just slapped it. Hey, we just invented something. Ball 4, and that will keep the inning alive for Gonzalez.
Man, I didn't get a little bit of the plate. That got a good chunk of it. Check out number 7 on our Menards pitch tracks.
Baby. So Gonzalez, left-handed thrower, right-handed batter, has 3 career home runs.
Yeah, he won a year there for 3 consecutive seasons. He takes a big swing, and lifetime batting average below 100. So I think you got to really play in here. I would be tempted to pull my outfielders in even more, especially on the off-field side. Hayward's starting to sneak in a little bit.
Right, you can't really imagine a pitcher hitting a ball over an outfielder's head on a day like this. Swing and a miss. So he had to make a few extra pitches, but strikes out his counterpart. 0-0 early. Still shot from that fateful moment, 1977. Glenn Burke and Dusty Baker making high five history.
Dusty's body language is kind of like, well, what are we doing here? What is this? What is this strange thing we're doing? So yeah, so we went from the handshake to the slap 5 to the gimme 5 to the high 5, fist bump.
What's next?
And then there's that little, the Bash brothers had the little forearm thing going on there. That was kind of just their thing. Never universally accepted.
Anthony Rizzo hit his 10th homer of the season yesterday. The ball actually hit the Ryan Sandberg flag before it got to the pole. It was called a home run. They reviewed it. They could not find evidence to suggest it was foul. And it was a monster shot.
A little low fastball in, maybe even off the plate.
Two and one. Outside. Maybe we want to send out get well wishes to Dave Cella, a longtime camera operator, works with us in the booth quite a bit here at Wrigley Field. And Dave, get well soon and get back to the ballpark. We miss you. 3-2. Rizzo not sure about that call.
A little bit of a crossfire delivery. He works from the third base side of the rubber and then steps a little bit towards the first base dugout.
Popped up. Caught by Rendon.
Good heads up base running here by Rizzo, and the way that wind is blowing, take nothing for granted. A little routine infield pop up, but no such thing as routine today. So Rizzo busting it down the line. Serves two purposes. If they drop it, you're standing on second base, and two, you can vent a little bit, run off some of the frustration of popping up.
Strike on Ben Zobrist. What a week he's had. He's knocked in 8 already in the first 2 games of this series. He homered twice yesterday. He's the first Cub to drive in 11 runs over 3 games since Sammy Sosa knocked in 16 back in August of 2002. Gonzalez not taking too much time between pitches. Zobrist grounds to the shortstop, Espinosa, and he makes the play. So 5 up, 5 down for Gonzalez, and here's Jorge Soler. I want to give a shout out to a young Cub fan, 5-year-old Porter Ward in Kalamazoo, Michigan, watching and rooting on the Cubs today. Soler with just his second start this week, 4 for his last 36. And it's Espinosa again, and the inning is over. Gonzalez has been sharp early, so has Hamill, and we're scoreless after 2.
scoreless as we head to the third. Folks, don't wait. Plan now. Get tickets to the matchups you want to see before they are gone. The Padres are in town for a 3-game set beginning Monday night. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com.
Padres have beaten the Mets a couple of consecutive nights in San Diego.
These are all night games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Drew Pomerantz outpitched Noah Syndergaard last night. Padres 2-0 the final. Thump to right for Revere. It's a fair ball. That's his first hit of the season. Snaps an 0-for-8 start. Leadoff double.
Yeah, and that's, you know, the Lobaton walk on what appeared to be strike 3. It didn't hurt last inning, but it meant that Gio Gonzalez got a chance to bat last inning, so cleared the pitcher spot. And Revere steps up and starts this inning with the leadoff double. Let's see what Espinosa's intentions are here. He hasn't done much with the bat this year, hitting just a .174. Normally you don't play for a run this early in the ball game, but on a day like today, maybe you do.
It's a foul ball. Pirates and Cardinals are tied at 3 as they play the 8th inning in St. Louis. Jung Ho Kang hit 2 home runs in his season debut, coming off the disabled list last night. Pirates a 4-2 winner. So they've won all 4 games between those two teams. Hamels 0-1. Curveball. Espinosa thought about it and then pulled the bat back and took it for ball 1. 1-1.
Could have been a strike.
Rizzo to Zobrist. Here comes Harper with 1 out and a man on third.
The Nationals opting to adopt kind of a late game strategy here. Espinosa giving himself up to push Rivera over to third base. Well, if you need a sac fly, Harper's your guy. I mean, he's hitting the ball in the air a lot more than he has in the past. He has the 4th highest fly ball rate in Major League Baseball. And being as big and strong as he is, a lot of those fly balls tend to leave the yard.
He's been aggressive, swinging at the first 2 pitches. Zimmerman on deck. Nationals trying to strike first for the 2nd straight day.
He's been able to slip a couple high fastballs by him with 2 strikes in this series.
Drives that ball to right. Hayward battling the sun. Makes the catch below his knees. That was a tricky play on a windy and sunny day late in the afternoon. And it'll be a sac fly for Harper. It's 1-0.
Yeah. Sun literally brought him to his knees. He got the shades on. He's got the hand up.
So Harper with his 27th RBI. Bases empty, 2 outs for Zimmerman. Yesterday, that ball probably lands on Sheffield.
It's definitely a home run, that's for sure.
Zimmerman stands way off the plate. Zobrist out, Hayward in. 2 hands on it. Zobrist ends the inning with the catch. And Jason Hayward doing everything he can to catch this ball. Sac fly, it's 1-0. Nationals. Gonzalez to Addison Russell, bottom 3. Cubs have not had a base runner to this point. A couple of bounces to Zimmerman. He'll underhand to Gonzalez at the bag for the out.
Tomorrow night, kick back and enjoy an all-new episode of Beer Money. CSN tested the sports knowledge of fans at McDivitt's in Palos Park. Tune in to see who won big. Beer Money, presented by Coors Light, tomorrow at 7 on CSN.
Gonzalez chatting with his third baseman. He's from Hialeah, Florida. That's in the Miami area. Had kind of an interesting journey in the minor leagues. The White Sox drafted him 38th overall, first round 04 out of high school. As he works to Fedorovich, and it's a strike. He was traded to the Phillies prior to the 2006 season when he was in the minors. Then the White Sox reacquired him the following winter, only to deal him the next winter to Oakland when he made his major league debut. So the White Sox got him twice and traded him away twice, and then eventually dealt to the Nationals. Two-time All-Star, once with Oakland, once with Washington.
Last year in Oakland, his first year with the Nationals, career in which he has got 93 and 67 with a 356, 55 wins, 35 losses as a National with a 3.29 ERA.
Led the majors in wins with 21 in the first season here with the Nats. 2-2 on Fedorovich.
Double digits in wins each of the last 6 seasons.
Claims he was already dreaming about playing professional baseball when he was 3 years old. Inside, 3-2. Hamill on deck.
Say again, how old was he when he was dreaming about playing professional baseball?
3.
3? Are you even aware of professional baseball when you're 3?
In his case,
Maybe.
I guess
he
yes.
was. Yeah. You probably learned how to high five too. That's the other thing. That's the thing about the high five. Like all kids, when you see a little kid now, hey, give me a high five.
Right.
It's like one of the first things kids learn, like toddlers, the high five.
This will be a 9-pitch plate appearance. And it will end with the Cubs' first hit.
Good solid swing there by Fedorovich. Now decision time for Joe Madden. Again, this is a situation where Joe normally doesn't like to bunt. He may opt to today, just because it looks like it's going to be a tough day to score runs.
It's foul.
Ryan Zimmerman, when he was playing third base the last few years, had difficulty throwing. A lot of throwing errors. Had shoulder issues. Maybe had a little bit of a mental block as well. So if I'm bunting here, I'm going to have him field it, because I don't think he wants to make a throw to second base.
Hamill did not show bunt that time. 1-1. Fowler on deck. Nationals grab the lead on a Harper's sac fly in the top of this third inning.
The other thing I'm going to do before this day is over with Gonzalez on the mound, I'm going to have, if I'm Joe, have one of my guys just take a big one-way lead, go on first move, and if he happens to go to first base, see if I can steal it that way.
This would be the day to try it, for sure. You could win the game with some base running.
Gonzalez wanted to rethink pitch selection.
Gonzalez is going to field it. Nicely done by Hamill. That'll go 1-4 on his sacrifice. His first sac bunt of the season. And now it's Fowler with 2 outs Fedorovich at second. And well, it looks like the Nationals outfield playing pretty shallow, particularly in center. Revere. He's going to move back a few steps.
2 outs, man in scoring position. It makes sense to shorten up a little bit, and the way the wind is blowing even more so. Fowler's been good against Gonzalez in his career. Lined out last time, came into this game 6 out of 14 with a home run against him.
He lined to left in the first. Cubs are 5-1 against left-handed starters. Gonzalez has a sign from Lobaton. And his 1-1 pitch. Fouled upstairs, 1-2.
Make sure you get a good secondary here. You should be able to score on any base hit to the outfield. Situation too, middle infielders aren't going to leave their position early to try to tighten you up there, so you can feel a little more comfortable taking an aggressive lead. Harper's got a big arm in right. We saw that in the ball game yesterday.
Revere will try to run it down, and he can't get there. It hits the warning track. Fowler on his way to third. He's got a triple, and we're tied.
You're going to get a good look here. You see Rivera playing shallow, maybe a step on the pull side. He's got a long way to go, and that ball is slicing away from him. So Fowler continues his good work against Gio Gonzalez.
Is about the best you can hope for on a day like this. And he gave it a ride.
I think Rivera playing his normal depth, I don't think he's going to run that one down.
So a 1-1 tie. Here's Hayward.
Now you got to be ready for that breaking ball in the dirt if you're Dexter Fowler.
High fastball in the zone, 0-1. The Cubs have lost 1 game in the last 2 weeks. That was on Sunday in extras against the Braves. Trying to win their 6th in a row today.
Opened up a 6.5 game lead over the Pirates.
Was what, 3 when we went to Pittsburgh. Cubs doubled that lead by sweeping the Pirates. So they've won 9 of 10, 22 of 28 to start the year. first. Zimmerman's got it. And the inning is over. But Tim Fedorovich with a 9-pitch at bat, resulting in a single. Eventually, he scores on the Fowler triple, and we're tied. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and Wrigley Field is going pink to promote breast cancer awareness. Join us as the Cubs host these Nationals at 1:20. Up to the first 5,000 fans in the Budweiser bleachers will get a Cubs Save Second Base t-shirt presented by Advocate Healthcare. Prior to the game, the Cubs will have a special ceremony to honor breast cancer survivors. Cubs.com for more information. 2 strikes on Jason Worth. Cardinals have scored in the bottom of the 8th on a Randall Grichuk RBI single. They lead the Pirates 4-3. Hamill's got to go to the bag, and he got his foot on it after getting the throw from Rizzo. Nice late adjustment.
Yeah, almost made a mistake because if he picks up the baseball, there's no play to be made. Rizzo had already committed to making a play on the ball, so Jason's got to get to the base. He does. It's going to be an uneasy feeling for a pitcher, too. You know, that guy's running up your back. You're fishing for the base. You're not sure exactly where it is.
Missed his spot. 1 ball, no strikes to Rendon. Dodgers beat the Blue Jays. Early game in Toronto today. 6-2 the final score. 10 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw as he beat R.A. Dickey. 2-1. Blue Jays 4-game winning streak is over. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on the slider. Ground ball to Zobrist, moving to his glove side. He's got nice over-the-top mechanics in terms of his throwing
Yeah, he
motion.
does. Yeah, he does everything correctly, fundamentally sound. If you wanted to make an instructional video, he would be your guy. Takes his time, gathers himself.
Bryant now playing between Rizzo and Zobrist in the shift against Brew. Royals had to put Mike Moustakas on the disabled list. He's got a fractured thumb. Lead the Indians 3-0 in Cleveland in the fourth. Royals, the defending world champions, are tied for third in the AL Central at 14-14. 5 games back of the 20-10 White Sox. 2-2. Hamels 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, inning over. First 1-2-3 for Hamel in a 1-1 tie in the fourth.
Six NBA titles to his name. His contributions to basketball just got him elected into the Hall of Fame. Get to know Bulls owner Jerry Reinsdorf on an all-new Inside Look presented by Cadillac. Premieres Thursday at 7 on CSN Chicago.
Gonzalez back to work, and a first pitch strike to Chris Bryant. Line to center. His first at bat. Swing and a miss on the change. Well, curve change. He's working backwards and he's going in with a fastball, and Bryant sends it high and deep. Left field, and it will go! An 0-2 mistake by Gonzalez, and Bryant makes him pay.
Sometimes good hitters just think along with you. He slows him down with a couple of off-speed pitches and then tries to beat him with the heater, and Bryant was all over it. Man, did he give this one the full treatment. On a day like today, you've got to get every bit of it. Here's your Ford home run replay, and that's way back there. Number 5 for Chris Bryant, and just the second home run and 4th extra base hit allowed by Gonzalez this year.
Ball 1 to Rizzo.
My word.
You often hear from pitchers and pitching coaches, it's always the execution of the pitch, not the pitch selection. And I'm sure Mike Maddox and Gio Gonzalez would say fastball is a good call, but you saw Lobaton set up off the inside corner. That pitch is not supposed to be anywhere in the strike zone, and as you said, looked like Bryant was ready for it. See where he sets up.
Yeah,
just not in enough.
Trying to throw that crossfire heater in on his hands, and he didn't get it in there, and Chris wasn't going to let him in there.
Yep.
It's like a race to the spot, and the barrel got there before the ball did.
Well, the pixels on the scoreboard, if that's what they still have in these HD boards, are thankful for the win, because if this were yesterday, Bryant probably would have done some damage to the video board. Picked up by Rendon, and he slings it across for the out.
That's ground out from 5, positioned as 6 to 3.
Cubs did not hit on the field today.
It's funny, I was watching, looking at the flag last inning. It looked like, maybe, a left-handed pull hitter could get one out to right field, but I thought there's no way anybody's going to get one to left field today. Wrong.
Well, you're human.
Or maybe Bryant isn't. Maybe that's the thing.
Well, the old adage, anything's possible, and it was just proven by Chris Bryant. We have not been told of any sort of studies that would show the scoreboard in left helps on a day like this in terms of knocking down some of that wind, but it looked like Bryant's home run was well above the board. 2 outs. Soler. And I guess the other thing for Gonzalez and Mike Maddox, they may just say, well, a lot of guys aren't going to hit the ball out of the park on a day like this, so even though he caught part of the plate, usually you can get away with it.
That fastball right there is the safest one. Four-seamer or two-seam little runner away. Because the guy tries to pull that one, he might hit it hard, but he's going to balloon it out there to center field, and it would get knocked down.
One and one. Drive to center. Revere back now. few steps in to end the inning. Chris Bryant, well over 400 feet, and the Cubs have the lead, 2-1. Into the fifth, and we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Dish Network. Jason Hamill still unbeaten, working with a one-run lead. And a lot of questions on Twitter. Why no pennant flags out in center field? Well, it's so windy. You don't want to lose any of them. You have them end up shredded. It's rare that we don't see them atop the scoreboard, but on a day like this, you don't want to take any chances. We almost lost our scrim, which is the little shade that we hang in our booth behind us on bright days, so makes the shot look a little better. And our stage manager Paula Ostroba was hanging on for dear life as we did our open today.
Yeah, what a professional does. Put their life on the line to make sure we get the good shot. Whoop.
Overtone walks to start here. The inning.
When Jason struggled last year, it was usually fastball command, and a lot of times it was that. It was flying open and leaving the ball up and away to left-handed hitters, up and into righties. I got a little Ray Romano going on with Gio. Just got to get rid of the hair. A little Ray Romano look going.
He bunts foul. And the signs from Bob Henley on third base. flails. With that pitch in the dirt, 0-2. Not Bob Brenly, not Don Henley, but Bob Henley at third.
That's Henley.
Henley Lamar.
Yeah, that little slug bunt, the butcher boy there, you show bunt, you pull it back. The problem is a lot of guys, they feel compelled to swing when they have the freedom to do that. Cubs very good at defending the bunt, very aggressive from the corners. Rizzo in particular stands out. He's got a little bit of a challenge with a base runner. Of course, he's got to hold that guy on. Can't leave too early. Not a real speedy guy, so with a bad bunt, you would have a chance of getting a force play, maybe even a double play.
Good bunt. Zobrist handled that low throw from Hamill. Second sack bunt for the Nationals today. It goes 1-4.
It's a good day for the bunters. Guys are getting their bunts down on both sides. Hamill got a nice bunt down.
Pirates have tied the Cardinals with a 9th inning run. 4-4. Good ball game in St. Louis. Revere with a double and a run in the third. He was injured on opening day, missed 27 games on the DL with a strained oblique. Got back in the lineup yesterday. Pitch. Ball one.
Revere, a high average hitter. It doesn't draw a lot of walks, so it doesn't have a real high on base percentage. But in his lifetime, 290 something batting average, real good contact skills. Doesn't hit for power, just 4 home runs in his major league career.
Is he blocking inning for Tim Fedorovich. It was 2014 with the Phillies when Revere hit his first career home run. Came following 1,466 career at bats. It was the longest drought without a homer to begin a career since 1972. Frank Taveras started his career and then hit his first homer in 1977. Nearly 1,600 at bats later.
Frank Taveras, man, there's a blast from the past. Shortstop, Pirates, Mets. I also think he had a single on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. I'm not sure, but.
Go to Rizzo as Hamill was there just in case to cover. Runner at third, 2 outs. Yeah, that was just Taveras. Yeah. Out
Got a Harper on deck here. You don't want to get too cute with Espinosa. More than a woman? Was that the song?
Yes, it was. Espinosa nearly hit there. He's already been hit 3 times in the series. Two and 0. Make up double header in Baltimore. A's won the opener 8-4. Split doubleheader. Swing and a miss.
An awkward swing there by Espinosa. 2-0 with Harper on deck. He had to feel pretty confident he was going to get a fastball. It's the nature of this game, you know, 1 week seeing the ball well, feeling very confident, you can make it look easy, and that's kind of the Ben Zobrist story right now. And then take a guy like Espinosa who's been scuffling, and there's nothing easy about it.
Two and 1 on Espinosa. Here it comes. Ground ball. And Zobrist just can't knock it down. Might have hit the lip of the grass there. And it's 2-2. Espinosa credited with an RBI single.
Started with a leadoff walk to Lobaton, and that's one that's going to haunt Jason Hamill a little bit. So Rizzo took a step or two in that direction, then retreated to cover the base. Zobrist just couldn't quite make the play. Jason pitched 5 innings. Well, pitched into the 6th last time out against the Pirates. Allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Left with a 6-2 lead. The Cubs won 7-2. As was the case many times last year after the game. He said, yeah, I think I could have stayed in. I was hoping to stay in a little bit longer. But also said, I get it. We got a fresh bullpen. Guys are rested and ready to go.
Two and 0 to Harper.
Yeah, well, walk to Lobaton, fell behind Espinosa. And now more understandable that you'd be a little more careful with Harper here. Times it's not just that you're missing, but where are you missing that the dugout is paying attention to? Missing up with breaking balls as he did there, or flying open on that fastball. That's going to get their attention, and it does look like somebody's peeling off the sweatshirt down in the Cub dugout, or bullpen, excuse me.
Spencer Patton placing Neil Ramirez on the roster. Ramirez on the bereavement list. 3-1. Ball 4.
Harper's got an interesting day going. He's 0 for 0 with an RBI, and he's been on base twice. 2 walks and a sac fly.
Spazio to the mound before Zimmerman bats. 2-2 tie here in the 5th. Cold, windy day here at Wrigley Field.
Dude, the Reds have demoted J.J. Hoover to AAA. He was their closer at the start of the year. I've seen the Reds and witnessed his struggles. Hoover at the big league level had allowed 18 runs, 6 home runs, 6 walks in just 10 2/3 innings of work.
Let's host Milwaukee tonight. Ball 1 to Zimmerman. Almost set. Hands chest high. Here it is. Ground ball, base hit. Nationals will regain the lead with a 2-run inning. And it's not over yet. Ryan Zimmerman with the RBI hit. 3-2 now.
Nationals, for the most part, have been shut down. They made some noise late in the ball game yesterday. They scored 4 in the 8th, but starting to rise up here a little bit this afternoon. Fastball drifts over the middle of the plate. Zimmerman, who had good numbers against Hamill coming into this ball game, it's his first knock of the day. He was 11 out of 35 with a home run against Hamill.
Strike to Worth on a slider.
Coming into this start, opposing batters were hitting .074 against Jason with runners in scoring position.
Popped up. Rizzo calling off Fedorovich. And a row. So an error on Anthony.
They did a nice job taking charge, an easier play typically for the first baseman than the catcher. Battling that wind and
2 hands on it, just didn't pull it down. So nobody pulling harder for his pitcher than the first baseman to get this batter. In the air to left. Soler is back at the track now in. So 1 extra pitch made. And he does get out of the inning, but not before the Nationals retake the lead 3-2.
Folks, you can follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, at CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich, serving the community for 38 years. Go to jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
One and 0. Second-year man Addison Russell caught the corner. There's a pitch, swing and a miss. 3-2 Nationals, bottom 5. Turns and throws, curve fouled out of play. Hamill is due third here in this inning. Lights are on. Late afternoon start. The early forecasts a few days ago had possible rain here today, but we've been good to go in that regard. It's just cold. And it's not about the air temperature today, it's about that lake wind.
Be a tough day to hit if you wore contact lenses the way that wind is blowing. Look at that bat.
There's Fedorovich.
What do we got? Ball 3. No. What's going on here? Yeah, I guess it was just ball 3.
So I guess the count wasn't right. Yeah, it was ball 3.
And Joe's going, I had 3.
Yeah. Well, you know, you just run to first, and if they let you keep going, do it. 3-2. There's ball 4.
Boy, and I don't have to change my scorebook. Hamill out on deck. Action in the bullpen. We'll see how Joe plays it here. And Fedorovich.
Single and a run in the 3rd inning.
Trust him enough to make contact to put a little hit and run play on here. Again, I still think maybe not with nobody out, but I think at some point big league go on first move and force Zimmerman to make a play with his arm.
Long pause by the lefty, and the pitch at the heart of the zone. 0-1. Warren and Patton cranking it up with the pitcher spot on deck.
Gonzalez on his best days will remind you of Tom Glavine. That good changeup and the curveball. Glavine, you think more two-seam fastball changeup, but he throw the occasional curveball.
Hey, Cub fans, let's go. Join the Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today to claim your spot in our lineup for season tickets. It's easy and free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list. 2 strikes on Fedorovich. Good lead by Russell. And Gonzalez will check on him again. Called strike 3. His second strikeout. He got Hayward in the first. Hamill will take the at bat. Down a bunt, pounced on by the catcher Lobaton. 2-4. So 2 sacks for the pitcher.
Bunting clinic these guys are putting on here today.
Now Dexter Fowler, subject of our Xfinity high-speed action. Wasn't a home run, but it was a run-scoring triple to tie the game in the third.
Yeah, so the ball was kind of moving down and in on him. You see, he dropped the head on it and imparted that slice spin, and it just continued to run away from Rivera out there in deep right center. Let's see how aggressive they are with Fowler here with the base open. Given his numbers against Gio and the left-handed hitting Hayward on deck, I wouldn't be surprised if they were cautious here.
Foot breaking ball taken. 1-0 on Fowler.
Cubs looking to cash in a leadoff walk, as the Nationals did in their half of the inning.
That curve found the strike zone. 1-1. All of Gonzalez's starts to date, 5 and counting, have been quality starts. He's gone at least 6 innings and has not allowed more than 2 earned runs. Fouled back. 1-2.
Yeah, the pitching has definitely led the way for the Nationals. The Cubs pitching has been the best in the game, but a more balanced approach for this Cubs team because the offense has been the best as well. The Nationals offensively kind of middle of the pack. They've been good defensively and really good on the mound.
Past the pitcher, going to be a tough play. Espinosa will just eat it. 1st and 3rd, and we'll bring up Hayward. So the tying run now. 90 feet away with 2 outs. Fowler being held by Zimmerman. Fastball strike on Hayward.
You know, this might be a time to, if it gets to 2 strikes on Jason, to try a little trickery with Fowler speed there at first and Russell on third.
Both Patton and Warren are still up, which would indicate it's still possible, even though Hamill hit for himself, that he could come out of this game. It might be score dictated. The Cubs tie or take the lead. 2-2. First and third, 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Charged. And he gets Hayward to end the inning. The Cubs leave 2 men on, and we head to the 6th. It's still 3-2 Washington. Live on CSNChicago.com, presented by State Farm. Cub debut, Spencer Patton, former Texas Ranger and an Illinois native, although grew up a Cardinal fan close to St. Louis. And his first pitch misses for ball 1. He's on the roster because Neil Ramirez is on the bereavement list.
Striking everybody out down at Iowa. 17 punchouts in 10 innings. 2 and 4 seam fastball, slider, and a changeup for Patton. Had, 9 appearances with the Rangers in 2014, and then 27 appearances last year.
His hometown is Kinmundy, Illinois. About 90 minutes east of St. Louis. To Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville. And he walks the leadoff man.
He needs to recalibrate there, misfiring up and in. Stay on that back leg a little longer, stay closed, and to get that thing going downhill.
Cubs acquired him in a trade in November from Texas.
Does not have a lot of big league experience. First outing with a new club. Maybe some extra adrenaline pumping.
Here's Drew. 1 for 2. Time called. Hamill went 5, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. He walked 4, struck out 3. And at the moment would be on the hook for his first career loss after a 9-0 start against the Washington Nationals. But a long way to go, and it's only a 1-run game.
I feel pretty confident saying if the Nationals don't score again, the Cubs will win this game.
Another way of saying you don't think 3 runs would be enough to win today.
I don't think it's going to hold up.
Okay.
Might. Could be wrong. Sometimes you got to go out there on a limb.
Runner goes, and he's safe. Rendon got a huge, good jump.
Nationals don't do a lot of running. It's his second steal in 3 tries. Now that Revere is back, that may change a little bit. It's certainly a big part of his game.
Talking about all the bunts today on both sides. In the Cubs case, Hamill with 2 sack bunts. And 1 out into right center, and the Nationals will get their 4th run. Drew with an RBI double, and it's 4-2. Walk, steal, double, bang, bang, and they add to their lead.
Cubs pitching has been very stingy this year in terms of giving up walks, but he's bitten them here today. Leadoff walk. Last inning came around to score. Same thing here in the 6th.
Might be it for Patton. And it will be, as Clayton Richard will be summoned. Pitching change here in the 6th. Nationals lead the Cubs 4-2. Hyundai called to the pen. It is southpaw Clayton Richard.
Working for the 7th time, 3rd day in a row. It's interesting. He went the better part of 2 weeks without appearing in a game, and now 3 straight days he's come out of that bullpen. Numbers don't really get your attention, but such a small sample. Only worked 3 2/3 innings so far. Lobatone, a switch hitter, turns around to bat right. He was 0 for 6 as a right-handed batter this year.
There's Drew at the bottom of your screen. He just doubled home a run, so he's at second with nobody out. Richard fakes toward the base runner. So just to finish my thought earlier, Hamill laying down that bunt. The one nice benefit of a starting staff that can handle the bat, and Hamill not only a good bunter but he can just hit, is they have that extra guy in the bullpen. You've only got 4 bench players. It's one of those situations where even if you're going to take your pitcher out, it's nice to give that guy that extra plate appearance knowing he can be productive.
Yes.
Save your bench for later in the game. As Rizzo will take it to the bag. That plays like a sac bunt, even though it's an 0 for 1 for Lobatone. And not every manager has that luxury with his starting pitchers.
Yeah, if the guy has no chance of getting anything done, you probably use a pinch hitter. But a guy that can handle the bat a little bit. And it's part necessity because of a shorter bench, but it's also luxury as well because you have guys that are capable.
Infield in against the pitcher Gonzalez. He has struck out. Here's a sac bunt. He takes ball 1 outside on a fastball.
It looked like he was ready to come flying out of there, anticipating maybe a squeeze. That's exactly what he's thinking here.
Bunt attempt, and he pulled it back. 2-0. It is fair. Throw goes to third. Right to Fedorovich. Tag applied, throw to second. Inning over. Well, they get 1, but the Cubs limited the damage 4-2.
And the top half of the inning, Stephen Drew, the base runner at third, does not get a very big secondary lead, and he's just reading this ball off the bat. It's not a suicide squeeze, but the bunt so close to Fedorovich. Drew is kind of hung up out there in no man's land. Speaking of which, Gonzalez finds himself in a similar position as he tries to get into scoring position after the rundown. Not the most perfectly executed rundown, but it really plays to the favor of the Cubs. It was long enough to tantalize Gonzalez to try to get into scoring position. A good pick and tag there by Zobrist on the end of the play.
Not sure what's going on here, but Joe Madden came out to the home plate umpire Clint Fagan, who then went to the crew chief John Hirschbeck.
I have no idea what this conversation is about.
Well, we are ready to resume. It could be possible replay glitch. I don't know. Maybe the Cubs were having issues with replay, so we don't know. Bryant in the air to center. He homered earlier to left. Flies out to start the sixth. Sign up for the Chicago Cubs baseball summer camps presented by AT Physical Therapy and Ideal Industries. Young sluggers ages 5 to 13 will suit up in Cubs gear, meet a current Cub player during a VIP Wrigley Field visit, and get top-notch baseball instruction around the Chicagoland area. To enroll your child in the camp experience of a lifetime, visit Cubs.com/kids. Rizzo hits one past Zimmerman into right. And it's a base hit. One out single for Rizzo.
Ryan and Rizzo both first pitch swinging. Chris hit it pretty hard for an out. He puts a real good swing on this one. Zimmerman was tight to the line, couldn't flag it.
Zobrist takes a strike.
Max Scherzer pitched for the Nationals yesterday. He went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 7 runs, 4 home runs, walked 3 through 96 pitches. And, you know, it was a tough day to pitch. And Max Scherzer's a guy you're going to leave out there longer than most. But there were times when I thought, I'm a little surprised Dusty doesn't have anybody up, and they're getting somebody up now. And most managers, a guy gets up around 90 pitches. Other teams getting their third look at him. They're pretty quick to react and get action in the bullpen.
Oh, we'll go to first. So Zobrist will get a sacrifice, although I don't think that was his intention.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Down 2 runs, middle of the order hitter, not giving himself up.
Soler with 2 outs. Blake Trinan was that reliever in the Nationals bullpen. Curve strike. Game-ending home run, Matt, Carpenter. Cardinals beat the Pirates 6-4. It was a 9th inning 2-run homer. AJ Schugel. Travis Wood in the Cubs bullpen. Base hit right field. Rizzo around third, and he's going to be stopped. And Zimmerman tried to get Soler at the bag, but Jorge able to dive back in safely.
Normally this would be an automatic send situation with 2 outs, but line sharply out there to Harper. He was on it in no time. He's got a cannon for an arm. It still is a defensible play if you send him here with 2 outs. But understandable that Gary Jones would throw up a stop sign there. And the ball directly at Harper on the line. He was squared up in position not only to make a strong throw, to make an accurate throw. If he's drifting to his right or his left a little bit, and he has to turn to get into throwing position, or have to throw a little bit off balance.
Looks like Sammy Solis has joined Trinan in the Washington pen. Russell fouls to the net.
Good plate appearance last time for Russell as he worked 2 walks. He went down there after ball 3 and then came back and ultimately got his 4-pitch walk. Still like the first move go here for Soler. I'd like to see the Cubs try it.
Yeah, 1st and 3rd, then maybe see what the Nationals decide to do. Be able to steal a run, and they'll get a run on a base hit. 4-3. Russell knocks in Rizzo.
Well, really, why get gimmicky? Why try the gadget play when you can just get a base hit up the middle? It's going to do it for Gonzalez. Johnny B. Baker is coming out of the dugout. That's the big hard-throwing sinker baller.
We'll have a change here. The Cubs are within 1 in the 6th. Call to the pen. Hard throwing Blake Trinan is in.
Treinen will work for the 14th time. He's picked up a couple of wins along the way, a 3.75 ERA. He doesn't give up a whole lot of slugging. Got that turbo sinker. He's maxed out at 98 this year. Last year he touched 100 miles an hour on the gun. So when you need somebody to handle that kind of stuff, who do you call on? Tommy La Stella.
What a start Tommy's had. Homer and a triple yesterday for La Stella. One-run ball game. Here's the pitch. High for ball one.
He's been locked in, hitting everything hard. Everton almost whiffed on that fastball. Late to react.
2-0. Soler the tying run at second. Russell representing the go-ahead run.
How about that? You think Tommy La Stella has earned the respect of these pitchers? He's got a guy with a 100-mile-an-hour sinker throwing him a 2-0 breaking ball.
Locked in, they're loaded. For Clayton Richard.
Well, Dusty's got a lefty down there if he wants him, but
and he does.
Yeah. You may get Baez here. I mean, you got to be careful how liberally you use that bench. We're only in the 6th inning. This could be a game-changing moment.
We'll be back. Bases loaded.
Players like that, man, you give your regular guys days off. comfortably, game in progress. You could do things without any concern. It matters a lot. You don't have the record like we have right now without a really wonderful group of supporting cast or other members that are able to participate as though they're a regular.
Part of that bench is Ryan Kalish, and he's going to stay in as Hyundai call to the pen brings on Sammy Solis for the Nationals. Bases loaded, a run in. 4-3 for the visitors.
Solis, so far so good. I saw him the other day. He throws hard, mid-90s fastball.
Here we go. Outside, ball one. You mentioned Baez. David Ross would have been another possibility as he will come in to catch. Or Fedorovich. Joe's going to stick with Kalish. Lefty to lefty. Strike on a fastball. It'll be Travis Wood on the mound in the 7th. 1-1 way outside.
Kalish, an interesting story. Did not play at all last year. A traumatic knee injury. He's missed a bunch of time over the years. All kinds of neck issues.
Pass at that one. He fouled it off. It's 2-2. Roster spot opened up when Matt Caesar was forced to the DL earlier this week. Kick and the 2-2. Emergency hack that time. Soler at third, Russell second, was Stella at first. And that will get down. Cubs will grab the lead. 2 runs are in. Oh, baby. How about that base hit?
That might be the ultimate thing of beauty right there. Serve and volley. Carved in the left, and he is pumped.
Welcome back to the big leagues, Ryan Kalish. 3 runs here in the inning. A 5-4 lead. And it's Fowler with 2 men on. Ball 1. 4 singles, a sac bunt, and a walk in the inning. And the sac bunt was pretty much unintentional. 1-1 to Fowler.
Have played very few of these back and forth kinds of games this year. Usually they get out early and run away and hide, or a tight game in the middle innings they'll blow open late.
You said 3 runs will not be enough to win this game, and how prescient you were.
Call me Nostradamus.
Fly ball to center. Easy play, Revere. And he makes the catch with Harper backing him up. 8 batters come to the plate. How about Ryan Kalish? Great comeback story, and he gives his team the lead off the bench. Offensively for the Cubs, Soler is out. Bryant goes third to left. Estella now playing third. David Ross will catch. And Travis Wood will do the pitching, but I'm not sure what's going on with the lineup because Clint Fagan had a long chat with Joe Madden and now explaining to Dusty Baker, and as he explains it, now he needs to talk to Joe again. Trying to figure out where everybody will sit in the batting order. I think it's about Ross and Wood, since we know where LaStella and Bryant are. Right? What am I missing here?
I don't know. I think you're good. Dusty may have assumed Ross 8, Wood 9, but maybe that's not the way Joe has it.
All right, we'll sort it out as Travis Wood will face Ben Revere. And it's great to have with us for his annual visit to the booth, Pat Fitzgerald, Northwestern head football coach. A decade in the job.
Wow. Yeah, you know, wish I was still the linebacker coach and Coach Walker was here, but great to be here, and what a great game.
Outside 1-1.
He dialed up some football weather for you.
Yeah, you know, it's is it early fall or late spring? But you know, tale of 2 days. Yesterday beautiful, and you know what a great start to the baseball season here in Chicago.
It has been great. 1-1. This is outside. Thank you for the great jerseys, by the way.
Nice.
We each get the.
Yeah, got a little swag.
Well, run some patterns later on.
Yeah.
Very
Fantastic.
nice.
Yeah, I see the ball up here. You know,
Yeah,
I gotta get the
Got to be ready.
I gotta get the video of your hands.
Right field, and a fair ball for Ben Revere. Around second, on his way to third. Relay by Zobrist is going to be late. So the tying run is 90 feet away with nobody out. His second extra base hit to lead off an inning today.
Yeah, he doubled down into that right field corner back in the third. Now lead off triple. This is going to be a big task here to prevent this run from scoring. And, you know, with his speed and the big corners here, pretty good chance he's going to end up on third base.
Here comes Joe with Espinosa, the switch hitter, due, and he's going to make a change. Adam Warren will come on. Another pitching change. The chess match is underway. We'll be back. Of the pen, it is right-hander Adam Warren. We've seen Hamill, Patton, Richard, Wood, and now Warren.
Yeah, and Warren off to a very nice start here in his first season in a Cub uniform. In 9 games, he's picked up a couple of wins, pitched to a 1.74 ERA. Quickly gained the confidence of his manager. I think Joe Maddon feels very comfortable sending him out there. This is a big challenge here with a man on third, nobody out.
So we're going to see how the infield will align with the tying run at third and nobody out. And Zobrist is going to play back. The corner guys are in against Espinosa, who will turn around and hit left-handed. RBI single in the 5th and a run for Espinosa. Revere at third. Cubs lead 5-4. And the pitch off the outside corner with Northwestern football coach Pat Fitzgerald, who will sing the stretch in front of 40,000 plus today. Never gets old, does it?
Well, singing is not my forte, so we'll make sure we get the words right.
You got a lot of help, though. Foul into the upper deck. Finished in the top 25. Had to feel very good about the season you had.
You know, we did. Looking back, really proud of our seniors, and to get back into the postseason, to get to double digits, 10 wins for, 2 of the last 4 years. Very proud of those guys, having Dean Lowry getting drafted by the Packers and Danny Vitale by the Buccaneers. And now it's time to build upon that success. And guys have been working very hard, had great spring practice.
Swing and a miss.
This is akin to first and goal from the 2-yard line here. Man on third, nobody out. You need a big stop.
Well, our philosophy would be make them take another snap. They're going to mess it up if you make them take another snap. So let's keep throwing strikes, and 1 out at a time. You can't get all 3 here with this first at bat. So
1-2. Key guy with Harper on deck. And fouled back. Count holding. Scored 3 times in the bottom of the 6th. take their second lead of the game. Warren ready.
Try to bury this curveball here.
And he got him. That's one.
Second and goal.
Big out. Big out.
Now what do you do with Harper?
Put him on first.
He has walked twice already today. 6 times in the series.
And you got a guy on deck in Ryan Zimmerman who hits the ball on the ground a lot. So.
Well, I made a good prediction.
You did.
There we go.
A little walking.
Coach.
Yep.
And decisive too. So you don't have time, right? You're on the sideline. You got to make a split-second decision.
40-second play clock. You know, Joe's got a little bit more time down there, but this is a no-brainer. You know, getting double play opportunity and get out of this thing.
Which, if that happens, the folks down here that will be singing along with you will be in a much better mood. I always notice that when the top of the 7th goes well for the home team.
Yeah, you know, it's a Saturday afternoon too. I'm sure they're in a pretty good mood.
There is ball 4 to Harper. You have coordinators in terms of the play calling. How has that evolved over time for the head coach these last 10 years?
Yeah, you know, I think every head coach is a little bit different. I coordinate our special teams on game day, but yeah, we've been together now for going on a decade of coordinators and myself, and it's critically important that the preparation you put in during the week, you go out and try to execute, but more importantly, expect the unexpected and know you're going to adjust. And you know, like this inning, you feel like you're going to get off to a good start because you got a lead now and you put somebody on third, so let's adjust and be interested to see how this inning plays out.
They are set up in double play position up the middle against Zimmerman, and the pitch is taken for a strike on a breaking ball from Warren. 0-1.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Harper try to steal this base.
Held by Rizzo. Great wheels over at third as well with Revere. Harper not running, and Zimmerman backs off.
I don't think that pitcher was that tight, but when you're looking to cover the outside part of the plate and you want to make sure you don't give up on that, it feels a lot tighter.
One ball, one strike. 1-2.
Big pitch in this ball game right here.
Warren's a pitch maker. He's not a guy that comes out of that bullpen throwing 96 miles an hour. There's so many relief guys in the game today, but he knows how to pitch. He's got good stuff, but he knows how to work a hitter. He can execute.
His swing and tapped it foul.
High expectations, coach, coming in for next fall?
Yeah, always. I mean, you come off a 10-win season. Critically important that we start fast. We have 4 games at home to start off the season. First weekend there in September against Western Michigan, and first 4 at home. It's going to be critically important we start fast, and you know, like anything, like right here, you get the crowd going. You start fast, you get excitement going, you get momentum going, and hopefully get the season started the right way.
1-2 to Zimmerman. Worth on deck. Leadoff triple. Ben Revere. Warren trying to get out of it now. Two and two. David Ross already with 3 pickoffs, including one of Harper earlier in this series. Here it comes. A bouncer to La Stella. They get one. They can't get both. Zimmerman beats it out for a fielder's choice, and Joe Madden wants some time for the video department to take a look. For now, we're tied at 5.
Yeah, tough. He'll probably review it. That last look there, he looks safe. But it might be worth reviewing.
And Joe has challenged the call, so we will get a Forsythe Technology replay review. And yeah, I think he's going to be safe, but it's worth taking the shot. And that's a game-tying run. So Zimmerman will get an RBI. How's replay worked in college football? Are you happy with the system?
Absolutely, when the call goes your way.
Right.
You know, I think it's been terrific, and it's helped. You know, I think the timing aspect of it, you know, every fan wants it to be done as quick as possible, but I think as a coach and a player, you want it just done right.
Yep.
And, you know, to see this happen for baseball has been fun. I don't think this will take long.
No, it won't.
Here we go. Yeah, that's the right call.
Call will probably be confirmed or stands at the very least. It sure looked like he beat it. Call confirmed. 5-5 here in the 7th. That run charged to Travis Wood.
Second RBI of the day for Zimmerman.
And here's Worth. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. He's not so sure. Well, when that ball was hit, I thought it was going to be 2, but credit Zimmerman for beating that throw to first.
A little more pace on that ground ball, and of course, 2 long throws.
Five deadlock. Fowler in, and that's the inning. Time for the stretch now with Pat Fitzgerald, brought to you by Mazda.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to Pat Fitzgerald.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear you now. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back, so let's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs. Go Cats!
Sammy Solis, first pitch strike on Jason Hayward. Tap foul, 0-2, 5-5.
Very nice job by Adam Warren. He executed the pitches. Unfortunately, they didn't get the double play, so the Nationals able to tie the ball game. Visit the Cubs Authentics auction page every week for your chance to own one-of-a-kind game-used Cubs items. This week's auction items include items from Arrieta's no-hitter against the Reds. Cubs.com/authentics. Ooh, man, that was close. Do it before 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Just got a piece of that one. $40,471 paid crowd. Enjoyed a wild ball game in terms of the score. Seesaw battle.
The Cubs have not been engaged in many like this one.
Wild tip for strike 3. Forward 0 for 4. First strikeout for Solis, and it's Bryant. He's hit the ball in the air 3 times. One left the yard in the 4th.
And it looks like, yeah, the pitcher spot is in the 9 hole. David Ross is in the 6th spot in the batting order.
Make it 3-0 with Rizzo next.
Get ready, big fella.
Missed badly for ball 4. Maddox jog out to the mound. Lefty matchup here, Solis and Rizzo. With Chris Bryant at first base. It's not quite Hitchcockian, but the Birds have kind of taken over the outfield late in the afternoon.
Yeah, they filled up a little early today. So at least one of 3 lefties in the Nationals bullpen. Pretty good mix out there. They got 3 lefties, 4 righties. There's Mero Petit. We have not seen him yet in this series. He's a guy who can give them extended innings out of the pen. Jonathan Papelbon is their closer. I believe there's a little concern with the Papelbon not getting the swings and misses you like from that closer spot.
Two on Anthony. And the pitch is way up high.
Not an easy pitch to execute when the catcher calls for an inside fastball against a guy who crowds the plate as much as Anthony does, because you just have so little room for error. If you go too far in, you're going to hit him. Push the go ahead run into scoring position. If you make a mistake out over the plate, he's going to crush it.
Left field. That ball's going to drop. And it's going to go out of play. And that will keep Bryant at third. A double for Rizzo. So that's a little bit of good and a little bad. Would have been nice to keep that ball in play, and Bryant would have easily scored the go-ahead run.
It's got a lot of spin, and it just jumps up into the seats.
So Zobrist will bat second and third, 1 out, and a 5-5 tie.
Smart veteran hitter. There's not many you'd prefer to have up in this situation more than Ben Zobrist, especially the way he's been going lately. Credited with a sacrifice last time up, and I'm sure he would tell you he was trying to bunt for a base hit. He's been on this RBI binge lately.
Squaring it up. 2-homer day off Max Scherzer. Infield in. They will intentionally walk him with Ross on deck.
Talked earlier about Zobrist playing the game the right way, and the fundamentals. Check out his approach in an intentional walk. He's taking nothing for granted there. The last one, he was ready to take a hack. And even with the little hand thing he does before the pitch.
Take nothing for granted. Here comes Dusty. He's got another change in mind. Gonzalez, Trinan, Solis. I believe it's Sean Kelly. It is. We'll be right back. Monday call to the pen. Bases loaded, 1 out. David Ross the batter, and for the 3rd straight day it is Sean Kelly. First time this year he's worked on 3 consecutive days.
Yeah, and you can see why Dusty Baker would want to call his name with those numbers. He's been awfully good. Been charged with an earned run. He's not a ground ball pitcher. Let's say he's not capable of getting one, but that's not the scouting report on him. That's not his profile. So fastballs and sliders.
Pitched out 14 in less than 10 innings of work. The pitch to Ross is a strike on the outside corner. Threw it off to a good start at the plate. Strike 2. Boy, he's painted in the first 2.
2 pitches that David wants nothing to do with. Now with 2 strikes, try to poke that ball the other way if he comes out there again.
There it is.
Oof, that was a mistake. It was 92 right there in the Paul Lynn square. That's 2-0 or 3-1 when he throws that pitch. Likely Ross is going to hit it really hard, but 2 strikes, you're a little more defensive. You stay back.
Bryant at 3rd, Rizzo at 2nd, Zobrist the runner at 1st. Another 0-2. First non-fastball of the sequence.
This may be a conversation along the lines of, look, he's we've gone away a couple times with that heater. Fouled it off. It looks like he's trying to cover and protect the outside corner. He took that slider without even flinching. We might be able to get in on his hands. What do you think? Do you trust it? Can you make a pitch in there?
That ball poked toward right, but it's caught. Soft liner. Drew makes the play. Well, we almost had a similar one to the Kalish 2-run single.
Yeah, if that one dropped in, there's no crying in baseball, but I wouldn't have blamed Dusty had he shed a tear if this one drops in after Kalish. He did not go in fastball. He went slider down and away again. Put him in a real good spot. David in protect mode, expands his zone a little bit.
Russell now with 2 outs. Big out for Kelly getting Ross. Russell knocked in a run in the 6th inning with a base hit.
Good take.
2-1. This game is nearly 3 hours old. We're in the bottom of the 7th. It has been very meticulously battled. Pitching changes. Deep counts. 2-2 2-2. Several mound visits. It's still blowing in, not quite as hard as it was right around first pitch. 2-2. Hit in the air to right. Harper chasing after it. And he can't make the count. Fair ball! Fair ball! 1 run in. Rizzo will score. Cubs lead by 2. Harper got right near the foul line. The wall was in the vicinity, and he could not make the play.
We talked about it yesterday, the quirkiness of this ballpark, and that's one of the factors that we highlighted. The proximity to the wall, to the foul line, and the challenge it prevents for an outfielder. Do you leave your feet? Do you stay on your feet?
Call made by the first base umpire, DJ Rayburn. No argument from Harper or the Nationals in terms of the boundary.
I think they're looking it over. Spires are
they're
foul ball.
They're going to challenge it, and again, why not?
It's going to be very difficult unless they have an angle right down the line. It's going to be very difficult to overturn this one.
Question will be, when it hit Harper's arm or glove, was it fair or foul? Right now, it's a fair ball, so as JD mentioned, they'll have to find conclusive evidence to the contrary to overturn it. Forsythe technology replay review. I don't know how they're going to overturn it.
I mean, he's so close to the line and the wall. I mean, first thing they're going to determine, yeah, it definitely hit his glove.
A couple of boundary calls in this series. The Rizzo home run. This double, and it didn't take long. 7-5.
Near misses and what ifs in this sport. There's been a couple big ones today with Espinosa not being able to run down the little flare off the bat of Kalish, and then Harper unable to make the play on Russell's fly to right.
Intentional walk coming to La Stella. Javier Baez now on deck. This team is something else. Already 22-6. They just keep hanging around.
Joe emptying the bench by using Baez here.
Five runs have scored for the Cubs here these last 2 innings. Baez with a bouncer to third. Rendon will step on that base to end the inning. Cubs have the lead again, 7-5 after 7.
Game presented by Coors Light is Hawthorne's Backyard. To see the complete list of the CSN bars of the game presented by Coors Light, visit csnchicago.com.
Baez stays in and plays third. And Pedro Strop doing the pitching.
2-1-9 for Strop through 14.
Warren, the Cubs pitcher of record, he was charged with a blown save. And a run charged to Travis Wood.
Yeah, that's where that blown save stat's a little silly, isn't it?
Rendon strikes out. Wednesday night, the MLS is on CSN Plus. Chicago Fire kicked off an important 3-game road trip with a visit to Vancouver. The Fire and the Whitecaps. Coverage starts Wednesday at 6:30 on CSN Plus. All one to Drew. Wonder if Daniel Murphy will be well enough to pinch hit at some point. Major League's leading hitter. Not feeling well and out of the starting lineup today. 1-1.
Trying to get off the interstate. Batting 100 at the start of the day. A couple of hits today. Has his batting average up to 152. It's tough when you don't have a lot of playing time. You don't have a lot of at-bats.
Yep. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back Ks for Pedro to start the 8th. Ramos will hit for Lobaton. Stay in and catch. Look out. That goes flying over the Cubs dugout. Explain trying to get off the interstate. And someone asked.
Oh, like if you're hitting less than 200.
Right.
So 152 would be like I-52, like the interstate. You see the road sign sometimes.
I-94. Yeah. A little inside baseball for you.
So yeah, moms and dads out there, if your kid isn't playing Little League and he's only hitting $152, you can say, hey, come on, son, you need to get off the interstate. No dessert for you until you get off the interstate.
What was it? 1-2.
Great feel for that slider here today. He does most days. Sometimes he tries to overpower it. He gets on top, has good depth. It is really nasty. There you go.
He just struck out the side in the 8th. Cubs lead 7-5.
Time for our Cubs upcoming game schedule, brought to you by Travel Wisconsin. Plan your fun today at travelwisconsin.com. And we look ahead briefly to tomorrow. To match up, Tanner Roark off to a great start. He's from this neck of the woods. Jake Arrieta will go for the Cubs. He's from Krypton. Let's see what the defending Cy Young Award winner has done.
Daniel Murphy is in the game playing second base, and he will lead off the ninth, most likely against Hector Rondon. Almost catching Felipe Rivero. Ball one to Fowler.
One of the young hard-throwing lefties in the bullpen for the Nationals. RBI triple for Dexter in the third, infield single in the fifth.
Three and 0. Got a lot of that today. Cubs have already walked 5 times. The Nationals have taken 6 free passes. Time Fowler's been on. So the Cardinals leading the way in 7-run performances.
The Cubs averaging better than 6 runs per game. Most days they don't need that many because the pitching has been so good. Today a little bit of a different story. Added a full run to Gio Gonzalez ERA today. 5 earned off him in 5 2/3. You saw his ERA jump from 1.15 to 2.19.
Hamill and Gonzalez each get a no decision. Two 2-0 on Hayward, and the pitch. He's gone 3-0 on the first 2 hitters. Pitchers have been used combined in this game. Only 2 have gone more than an inning. He has walked the first 2. Creating his own jam here. Maddox back out to the mound. Hey, host your most valued clients and guests in Wrigley Field's largest luxury suite, the Fannie Mae Bleacher Suite. This climate-controlled, all-inclusive area provides guests with a unique view of the ballpark and the center field batter's eye. Perfect for socializing and networking, with Wrigley Field serving as your backdrop. For more information and to purchase, visit Cubs.com/premier. As is normally the case, after back-to-back walks to start the inning, the pitching coach heads out and says, don't walk anybody else. Start getting people out. Or something like that.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get dessert either. You'll be barred from the clubhouse spread after the game.
Hefty, hefty, hefty home run into the teeth of a strong wind. Over 400 feet, Chris Bryant in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss.
Change or splitter there. Remember, Gio Gonzalez took control of this game early and retired the first 7 batters he's faced. Since starting 0 for 7, the Cubs have gone 10 for 19. 7 walks.
So Bryant, a strikeout victim.
Mike Maddox sure can coach.
Rizzo 0 for 2 to start his day. 2 for 2 since. Single, double, 2 runs. The San Francisco Rockies and Giants are tied at 1. Final in Cleveland, Royals shut out the Indians 7-0. Texas beat Detroit 10-5 at Comerica. Yankees over the Red Sox 8-2, a final. Like strike 2, instead it's ball 2, 2-1. Rizzo gets hit with a breaking ball to load the bases.
Gets hit a lot, and never mind those little breaking balls.
Is the 50th time in the last 2 seasons plus since the start of 2014 he's been hit. Swing and a miss by Zobrist.
Yeah, breaking ball to the upper arm.
He's going into today. He's 1 off the league lead. 5.
not a leaderboard you really pursue. It's just the nature of the game. You don't mind being on there. You're helping your team by getting on base. But unless you're like Ron Hunt, you don't seek it out.
Two and one. Cubs have done a nice job playing add-on in these spots. And they do it again. Zobrist with a base hit. Fowler scores. 8-5. Another RBI for Zobrist. What a stretch he's had. So he's knocked in a run, JD, in each of his last 6 games.
And it's like 12 total in that stretch?
And 4. Yeah, 12 and 4. And in the 6 games, 15 RBIs. Well, when you have a consistent approach and you have a lot of guys on base, that'll happen.
Yeah, the RBI stat is, it's a team stat, really. It's a function of opportunity in many ways. Obviously, he's been driving himself in here lately with the long balls.
Has batted going into today with 102 men on base, way above average for a guy with his amount of plate appearances. 2 strikes on Ross. Swing and a miss for the second out.
Next up, the shortstop, Russell.
Also gave the Cubs the lead with his 2-run double in the bottom of the 7th.
It came with 2 outs, and they got 3 big 2-out hits in the 3-run 6th.
Close but missed on 97.
That's one if Ramos is set up outside, he might get.
Ramos will step on the plate to force Hayward after the strikeout. So we go to the 9th. It's 8-5 Cubs. Cubs trying to make it 6 in a row as Hector Rondon in a save spot facing Daniel Murphy. Murphy had 4 hits yesterday, out of the lineup today, but comes in late and he pops into left. Rizzo, or rather Bryant, for the out. 1 away. How do you get to Wrigley Field? The Cubs suggest taking public transportation. The Cubs do offer a free bike check, now located near the Addison Red Line station. For drivers, the Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide on Cubs.com. Ben Revere, 2 for 4, double, triple, 2 runs. Nationals took 5 of their first 6 games on this tough road trip, winning 5 of 6 in St. Louis and Kansas City. If they don't come back here in the 9th, they'll be 5 and 4 going into the finale tomorrow.
And facing Jake Arrieta.
And facing Jake Arrieta. To really sting on a cold day like this. So we've got him. Top of the foot.
Rondon was really good last year. He looks even better this year. He's got a look about him. He's pitching with so much confidence, and he's not just leaning back and trying to throw it 100 miles an hour, which at times last year I thought that's what he was trying to do. Yeah, he's pitching, and he's pitching with outstanding stuff.
The pitch to Espinosa. Checked his swing as he bounces to third. Cubs win. Cubs win 6 in a row now, and they'll go for the series sweep tomorrow.
What an impressive show it was, and as I mentioned earlier, Gio Gonzalez got off to a good start. This is a guy who came into this one with a 1.15 ERA. He retired the first 7 men he faced on a tough, cold, windy day. We talked about it at the outset. It felt like the kind of day where it might be a 2-1, 3-2 ball game. Both these offenses responded, and the Cubs just continue to play out on late in games, taking advantage of walks, some big hits. A bit of good fortune as Kalish flipped that little quail into left for a 2-run single. Addison Russell's drive down the right field line just barely fair off the glove of Harper. But as the great Branch Rickey said, luck is the residue of design, my friend.
It is time for our toast of the game, presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. Going with Addison Russell.
There's an RBI knock right up the middle, and then the big 2-out, 2-run double right down the line.
Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Russell has saved his biggest hits for Wrigley Field, 3 of them already early in the season. He's with Kelly.
Thanks a lot, Lynn. Well, Addison, we spoke before the game. Your mother's in town for Mother's Day, and she certainly got to see a good one today. Did this feel like a postseason type of game, the way it went back and forth, and you guys coming through in the end?
Absolutely. Both teams battling back and forth. You know, we stayed in there, they stayed in there too, and we came out with the win. It was awesome.
They're in the 7th, tie game, bases loaded, you step up to the plate. It just seems like in those types of situations, you are thriving under the pressure. Have you sensed a difference in yourself in those moments this season?
Yeah, I mean, I just have a lot of confidence right now, you know. Just go up there, just try to do my best and try to barrel up the ball.
If I told you guys were going to get off to a 23-6 start at the beginning of